Good afternoon.
Yeah. It's a great day. Except for the motor mounts won't go back in.
Are you serious?
Yeah. The engine's not aligned where it was, which is really becoming a royal pain. It needs to go a half of an inch this way on this side, which is really hard to do. Got an idea.
Oh my gosh.
There she goes. She's in there now. Yeah, buddy.
I just walked outside from computer work and he's already sending me off to the store to get Mountain Dew because that is his go-go juice.
That's what I call hooking a brother up. This emissions tube snapped off the exhaust when I removed it last night. This is on the back side of the engine. This is going to be a complete and utter nightmare to fix.
To fix or to put back on?
To fix. It snapped off. I have to weld it back.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, one of many horrible things from last night. Let's see if a little heat and channel lock action can't get the I think these are called bunks. This little piece that actually broke off. Heat expands the metal, which should make this easier. Should break up all the junk in there too. Come on. Don't do me like that. I ain't messing around no more. Crush it. What's gonna happen? Jeez.
I don't really know why it snapped.
Lovely.
You know what else is lovely? All those freaking seagulls.
Yeah. I have to pull the entire exhaust like completely out now to fix the thing that broke. But I can't get any of the joints undone. So this is the last thing I'll try before I resort to just cutting the exhaust out of this truck, which is just gonna suck. So got a hammer, I'm gonna heat this up a bunch and try to beat it off of there. There's only one thing left to do, and that's to cut this out. Holy moly.
Did it move at all?
No.
So it's just that piece that needs to come out?
Yeah, this is a slip. These slipped together.
Oh.
30 years ago. Oh. Well, that one definitely isn't coming apart because that one's welded. I want to take a second and remind you guys why we're actually working on this project in the first place. We're actually partnering with iFixit, which is a brand that really believes in your right to repair, something that we both believe in very much. And we partnered with them to help bring awareness to the idea that, you know what, you can fix stuff yourself. Now, they make these awesome little kits here that have got all sorts of nice little tools in them that help you fix things. They also sell kits for common electronics like iPhone screens and stuff like that on their website. You can check the link in the description below. But we both believe that it is super important that you have your right to repair. a lot of companies are making it more and more difficult for people like you and I to be able to repair your products, and therefore you just have to throw them away and buy a new one, which is ridiculous when, you know what, most of the time you could fix it very inexpensively. So we are super proud to be partnering with iFixit. We think that they are an awesome company, and we think that you guys will like what they have going on as well. So check the links in the description below, but also every single week this month, they're giving away one of these sets over on Instagram. All you have to do is tag them and use the hashtag iFixitFeb.
Mm-hmm.
All you have to do is tag iFixit in a post and use hashtag FixitFeb and show yourself fixing anything. It could literally be anything. I mean, a squeaky door, literally anything. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be using one of their kits. The whole idea of this, you guys, is to spread the message to everyone that, you know what, you can fix stuff yourself and you should give it a try, because not only will it save you money, but it'll also help the environment and the longevity of everything that we have. I mean, let's get back to a time where things last for more than a year or two before we throw them away. You know what? That's the world I want to live in. So I'm super proud to be partnering with iFixit, and let's get back into this video.
What are we about to do?
We're about to take the entire bed off the truck, which ought to be fun. Hopefully the bolts aren't like terrible to get at, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. There's only 6 bolts that hold this entire bed on.
That's it?
Yeah, you can see them right here. They come through. So they go into the frame. So we'll just take those out from underneath, and then we have to just be careful about lights, undoing lights, and then we should be able to use the tractor, I hope, and just lift the bed right off.
Like with straps and lift it?
Yeah, with straps.
Oh boy.
This bolt's very difficult to find.
And of course, there's like a mud pit right here.
Yeah. This is going swimmingly well. Golly!
I guess I never really noticed how many scratches were back here.
Oh, this is just a mess. Amazing everything works. Oh, this is the rat's nest of cables under here. And I need to get this undone and this undone right here, so that we can lift the bed off, because this stuff goes up into the tail lights. I think just on this side. But this, oh gosh, there's just so much crap in here.
Weird.
Pretty cool, huh? It's that
Yeah.
simple. It's like reverse assembly line. Now I get to get a real good look at how the underside of this looks. This hasn't been seen in 30 years. These all look nice and solid still. This is the tank that has the bad fuel pump in it.
What's going on here?
It's like mold, I guess. It could be like road debris though, like just years of gunk and road debris.
Yum. Well, that's gonna make life so much easier.
Yeah, a lot. But now we get to come in here, and when we do all of our suspension and stuff, it's all out of the way. When we clean and paint the frame back here, it's gonna be all out of our way. The differential, shocks, springs, leaf springs. Now it's super easy to get to the bumper that needs to come off. Yeah, and it helps us with the exhaust.
Oh yeah.
For 6 bolts and a couple wire connectors.
Yep. And a tractor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wrong direction there, bud.
Whoa.
Oh, that's pretty strong there.
She's gonna be clean.
I like this thing a lot. I like it.
Good. I'll let you clean my car with that.
See, so here's the issue we have. We still kind of live in a junkyard, and our driveway isn't really a driveway. It's more like dirt, dirt mixed with a decade ago gravel. This is the only good gravel we have in our driveway currently.
And we're half on, half off.
And this is the this is the concrete area we have, but the concrete area is on a pretty big slope. So I was real hesitant to put the truck on that slope and lift it up. So that's why I parked it here. But now the truck's not in a position where it can run and move. So now we're in this crappy situation where we're on a mud hole, but we need to work on the part that's on the mud hole. We could get the tractor and put it in neutral and push it up onto there. It's probably a good idea. Here's everything we're up against here. The exhaust is disconnected, so it's kind of just flopping around. The transmission and the engine mounts are undone. And this tire over here
Oh, yeah.
is super flat. Well, I think it'll be fine to move it back like 2 feet and then roll it up here. Why not?
Sure.
We'll just have to get it back up on here at some point.
On the ramps?
Good whirl.
I think so. Something's spilling. Something's spilling.
Oh gosh. Probably just jiggled.
Right? No, the radiator's out.
Well, still could be fluid just sloshing out of the engine. Yeah, it just sloshed out of the engine. Alright, let's see if we can put the tractor up to her and push her up.
Dylan's back here messing around, wondered what those are for. Maybe, I don't even know what she said, but let me check this light because, you know, remember we found some water in the cab like a little while ago, so let me just see if water's getting under that. So I go back here, thinking I would just peek around, look around. Okay, first, I found this jacket that is sopping wet. Ooh, Dylan's sleeve. Oh. Okay, I can't even look at that. Why are you laughing so hard? And then I'm like, I see the corner of his hat. Let me just pull that out and.
Oh God, flip it over.
Dylan, you have been breathing that in.
Oh, yeah, so water's definitely been getting in the cab. That's why that little spot down there is rotted out. That's been happening for a really long time.
That is
apparently.
Absolutely.
It's not my fault.
Disgusting.
I found it. I found the problem.
Yeah, but like,
I'll fix it now.
Don't leave clothes in a car anymore.
What? I didn't realize those were back there.
You want that?
I've been looking for it.
Thumbnail.
I'm looking for that.
Okay. Oh God, I could smell the trail.
Look at that.
Look at that.
We really look like a junkyard. Tailgate, bed, camper shell, tractor stuff, random box.
Plywood. MDF.
MDF crates. A truck with no bed on it. We look like a hot mess over here.
I have no words.
I did clean this up a bit, just for a second with a wire wheel. So I'm going to be doing tomorrow is cleaning up this whole frame. I just need to figure out what to do with all the gasoline in here. Got to get some friends who need gas and tell them to come over so that I can start filling them up, because I have like I think it's like 37 or something like that gallons. I got a lot of gas in here. I didn't plan that super well.
And I filled up my car a few days ago.
Molly filled it up just a couple days ago.
Oops.
Although this car literally takes
12.
half of what one of these tanks takes.
Really?
Yeah. Half of one. And there's two. So I need a couple of your cars.
A couple more.
Are you going back in?
I don't know if I should. I was saying I think I need like a hazmat suit now, because I'm quite terrified.
You know what's the funny thing is that most of this stuff in here is stuff that... Oh, I've been looking for that too.
And it's wet.
Ugh.
And this is rusted.
Ugh. Man, that's rough. I've been looking for that actually.
Actually?
I haven't been in here in a while. Okay, hold on. I can explain. This is where I checked some fluid at some point. Oh God, it's wet.
I know, that's why. Oh no. This wet.
Yeah, that's good.
No, this one's good. Oh. I need a mask for sure. Don't look at the carpet back there.
Oh no! Well, here's a mask.
No.
Here.
No.
Here you go.
No.
Take this one.
No.
This car, I've never had a car this dirty before. I'm making myself look really bad right now. The water was not my fault, and this other stuff I got thrown in my truck at some point, and I don't have anywhere to put it, so it stayed in here.
Dylan, that carpet has white stuff on it.
Well, something we can't detail on detail day. Oh gosh. Well, at least it's not getting in the fabric back here. Oh, man, it's too good.
Like, another day, another wash.
I was literally about to say that exact same thing.
Stop.
Are you serious right now?
Stop.
I was literally
Stop.
about to say that identical thing.
Weird. Back in the, where are we? The junkyard.
Take a look at that.
What, the dirtiness?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot more fun than crawling underneath the truck for 14 hours.
What are you gearing up for?
Cut this exhaust out.
Much easier, huh?
Adding to the junkyard.
So what's the game plan for that? Are we buying a new one or you're welding it back together?
I'm buying a new one.
Okay.
Found some more things we can fix.
What is that?
This is our drive shaft. Listen to
Yeah.
this. This
Like how it's kind of loose.
yeah, this U-joint up here, which is the same thing that's back here. This little thing that pivots.
Mm-hmm.
Those wear out. And in fact, we've had a little bit of a clunk when we go into reverse.
That's what that is.
And that's probably what that is. So what happens is this drive shaft rotates more or less the same way, right? 99% of the time. And it gets worn out. And so it went this way a bunch, right? When you parked, you pull in and you park because it's trying to make this make sense. It's just spinning in one direction and then you pull in and park somewhere, right? And then you come out and you get in your car and you start up and you put it in reverse and it's as far the other way as it possibly can go because it's worn out and it's got play. And then whenever you put it in reverse and start backing up, it has to actually like go back the other way and hit the other side of the end of the play. And that's what that clunk is.
So replace that.
Yeah, those are cheap actually.
Oh, okay.
Cheap and relatively easy to replace.
Especially now,
Yeah, very easy here.
but not there.
Well, the only thing about there is that it goes into the transmission, and with the way the truck is right now, if we pull it out, transmission fluid's gonna come out for sure. So when we do that, we'll have to add transmission fluid for sure. Also, I found some other things. If you look, this one's minor. Look over here. You see this fluid right here?
Yes.
That is brake fluid. So brake fluid is leaking out of this drum brake which I've already replaced the whole front brakes and calipers before we ever started this series. But these have not been replaced, and I have no idea how long these have been on here, so we're going to do a complete overhaul on the brakes back here. And I've actually noticed that the braking performance was reducing over the last several months, and that's why. There's something wrong with these drum brakes, but we're replacing literally every component of the drum brakes, so we'll be good.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were asking about if we were replacing those, and
yeah, we're doing everything.
Yeah,
like
there's really not much we're not.
So before this, I replaced all the wheel bearings and upper ball joints, lower ball joints, steering tie rods, everything in the front. Literally the only thing that's left up there, which I'm probably going to do now, is the radius arm ball joint and one other. It's not a ball joint. It's just a bushing, and one other bushing. And that, after that is done, and what we're doing back here, the suspension of this truck will be brand new. It will be actually better than the day it left the factory, because I'm upgrading most of the components that go into that. So all new coil springs, shocks, everything. And these are some type of upgrade that I haven't been able to find anywhere. I believe that they're factory, like they're at least dealer installed from when this truck was sold, because they're riveted in, and no one rivets stuff in anymore like that. So I'm pretty sure they're original in stock with the truck. And this truck actually has like about a 1.5 to 2 inch kit back here, spacer, the lift kit. And I think all that was originally installed, and it was part of some really heavy duty tow package, because this truck for an F150 has got an upgraded transmission, upgraded rear end, and a pretty high towing capacity for the time. This has a bumper sticker for about 10,000 pounds of towing capacity, which from the factory, a bumper sticker, which is a lot for 1994 in this size truck. So it's pretty cool to have those, but we're actually doing not air ride, because we're not gonna be able to control it easily, but we're doing airbags back here too. It should be able to handle everything that we would actually tow really, really well. This truck is also, while we're here and we're talking, this truck is so rust free. Like, this stuff is all surface rust. It may look bad if you haven't like seen rust before, but this is all like very mild surface rust, and with a tiny bit of like wire brushing, this will all be gone, and we'll be able to prep it and paint it. But for a truck this old and a Ford, this thing has like no rust. And this is going to be the worst area. It's going to be like these cross supports here and back here, where dirt gets stuck up in there and just keeps moisture in there. Everything on this truck is really solid. We do have to figure out what we're going to do with 25 gallons of fuel though, because I want to drop these out and paint them.
Time to call some people.
Oh, that's heavy. Jeez.
I thought you just hit your hand.
Also very rusted out.
We're also getting a new bumper too.
Yep, new bumper. This one is funny because
that's really bad down there.
This had like this is a towable bumper. Like, this is a class something 3 maybe towable bumper. And I got this guy here, 12,000 pounds max towing. This is just what's stamped on here. There's actually a Ford one on the bumper that's 10,000. Well, 9,900, but who's counting?
Are you starting to detail?
No. Found another problem. Well, actually I found a solution to another problem. So this is your overdrive switch. That's what turns the transmission, or puts the transmission into overdrive. It's also a light that tells you when it's on or off. And it also is a light that tells you if there's a problem. It's like it'll flash and tell you if there's a problem with the transmission. Well, our overdrive light has never worked since we bought this truck. So I have, well, I guess you can tell when it's in overdrive. I don't think it's been in overdrive, but I wouldn't have known for sure this whole time. That's disgusting. I was like, let me dig into this and see if I can't figure that out. Because that would tell me if there's an issue code-wise with the transmission too, because this is supposed to blink if there's an issue with the transmission. And here you go, here's the problem. Wires are just broken.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I said that's it. I mean, it really is a pretty simple, easy thing. What is going on?
I don't know. So you just reconnect those wires and...
Yeah, well, we're going to have to kind of solder them back together. I'll show you that, but iFixit kit came in clutch for this. Perfect, that's a perfect time for a little plug action for it. Check this out. Using this extension here. You can basically put this on here and it's very flexible. You can put any bit in here. There are some tough to get bolts, not bolts, screws in here. So I would have used that. And then these guys are great if you have like trim panels and stuff. Technically these are for like electronics, but they work really good for getting at trim panels, open things up. Pretty sweet. And we're going to be using both of these. If you don't have a quality set of tweezers, I highly recommend getting one, because it honestly, there are times when it just makes your life so much easier. So we can get in here and kind of hold these guys apart like that, which is going to make it super easy to solder together.
It's got your whole arsenal up on the dash.
I know. Such a handy little toolkit. Alright, let's get the... Whoa. Oh. Oh. Strip some wires, get some heat shrink tubing, and solder. If you've never soldered before, it's actually extremely easy. Alright, first thing we're going to do is we're going to strip these wires so we get some of the wire exposed. This is actually going to be pretty difficult on these tiny wires in here. You can use a actual stripper, but I don't think I could get mine in here. There we go. I'm going to give it a little bit of a twist. Do all of them. Ooh. That's rough. Oh, perfect example of how to use one of these. It's great for lifting things like this up. Look at that. This thing needs to be cleaned. This thing is... Oh! Alright. So, definitely don't want to forget to put on heat shrink tubing before you solder. I'm going to be using a few different pieces, so I have to kind of think this through. So this is going to be the last piece that goes on. And then I'm going to have one of these smaller pieces on each one. Yes, this is as difficult and tedious as it looks. So now when you solder, it's very simple, and it's also a very affordable thing to learn. Soldering irons are very cheap. All you're going to do is just sort of pre-tin the end of the soldering iron, which just means put some solder on it. And then you're going to flow the solder through the wire. You're not going to like paste it on. You're going to kind of heat the wire up and feed the solder into it. I like to kind of touch it for a second. That helps kind of heat things up. So I will touch the soldering iron to the solder again, and then I'll go on the underside and just feed it in just like that. It's a very low-tech welder.
And then you just put the two ends together.
Yeah, you just twist them together, but Unfortunately, I couldn't get this heat shrink tubing that far away from it, so it kind of shrunk my heat shrink tubing. It's making my heat shrink tubing difficult to get over it. So just to clarify, you twist the two wires together like so, and then you add your solder. You do want to make sure the wires are as flat as they can be, so it'll help your heat shrink tubing slide over it. It's really that simple.
And then you slide the tubing over?
Yep. And honestly, this is how I started making things. This is what I grew up doing, was like tinkering with electronics and soldering stuff. And even though there's a hot object involved, this is generally a pretty safe thing for maybe not super young kids to do, but it's definitely something that you can teach your kids. And it's a useful, very fun and cool thing for them to learn, because it's heat and metal and you're melting stuff, so it's fun for them. In my opinion, relatively safe thing to do. You might disagree.
I might disagree in a few years.
Well,
I'm just kidding.
This is what I was doing at a very early age. I will say that it's not the best thing in the world to breathe in, especially depending on what kind of solder you're using. So you either want to be in a very open place, we have the door open here, or you want to have a respirator, or both. Alright, now you gotta shrink your heat shrink tubing, which,
say that 5 times fast.
You can use a heat gun, which is a little better, and I have one, but I'm not gonna get it out. So this is like a very...
I can just hear the comments right now.
Ow. At least I didn't get my torch out in here. Ow. Big piece over to protect all of them. I want to turn this, well, I don't want to turn the key, how do I say that? I want to see if this is actually working, but I can't turn the ignition on. I also can't attach the battery right now because I have some stuff undone, and it wouldn't be the wisest thing in the world to do. Mainly because of fuel. You don't want fuel to get pumped to the engine. At least I don't right now. So what I'm going to do, because since I have the entire bed off, normally you can just pull a fuse or something, but I can just disconnect the fuel pumps right now. Makes it super easy, and now I won't have to worry about that at all. Alright. Should be good now. Yep.
Works.
Yep. And overdrive's been been on this whole time. I've been driving for like a really long time with overdrive on.
Alright.
Problem 4,566 fixed. Just called a couple of family members and asked them if they need some gas, because that's the only thing we can think of doing is just offloading it into other people's cars, because there's absolutely no way we have enough cans or anything.
Or we could pick that up.
Yeah, to hold 25 gallons of fuel. 25 gallons of something is heavy. I think, if I'm not mistaken, 5 gallons is like 60 pounds. Like 5 gallons of fluid is like 60 pounds.
That makes sense.
Something like that. So do the math.
Yeah.
Well guys, that's where we're going to wrap up this video. We actually just got a bunch of stuff in the mail today, which is all the parts that we've been waiting on. So it's kind of been a little bit of the hold up this week. But now we have, I'd say like 90% of what we need to get things done. So we got the fuel tanks emptied. If you want to walk out here, I'll show you what our plan is. In next week's video, we're going to be dropping the fuel tanks. We're going to be getting the frame all cleaned up, sprayed, and all new rear suspension components. that I'm hoping to get at least all of that done, minimum, next week. So don't forget to enter the giveaway for iFixit. All the details are in the description below if you forgot already. And be sure to give them a shout out because they're doing some awesome stuff, and we're really proud to be partners with them on this campaign. We think it's an awesome thing to be a part of. And with that said, you guys, we'll see you next week.